Act 1. The Disappearance of Tara Grinstead. Our first story takes us to a sleepy town in Georgia, where a beloved high school teacher named Tara Grinstead vanished without a trace. It was October 22nd, 2005, just another day for the residents of Osceola, until they woke up to find out she was gone. Now, Tara wasn't just any teacher. She was a former beauty queen, a dedicated educator, and a woman with a bright future. So when she disappeared, the entire town went into panic mode. But here's the thing. There were no signs of struggle, no ransom note. It was as if she just disappeared into thin air. For years, the case went cold. But then, in 2017, a bombshell revelation changed everything. A man named Ryan Duke, an ex-student, was arrested, charged with her murder. The twist? Duke initially confessed to the crime, but his story was filled with holes, leaving investigators and the public wondering if they had the wrong guy. To this day, there are still lingering questions. Was Duke really the killer? Was there someone else involved? Or worse, was this case far darker and more complex than anyone could have imagined? Quick shift in tone, voice softens to dramatic whisper. The truth is out there, but it might just be too terrifying for us to fully understand. Act 2. The Murder of the West Memphis Three. Imagine this. 3 innocent young boys brutally murdered and a town determined to pin the crime on the first suspects they could find. That's exactly what happened in 1993 when the bodies of 3 8-year-old boys were discovered in West Memphis, Arkansas. The community was in shock, but they were desperate for answers. So when they found 3 local teens, Damian Eccles, Jason Baldwin, and Jesse Miskelly Jr., who dressed in dark clothes and listened to heavy metal music, the case seemed clear. Right? Wrong. The prosecution claimed the boys were part of a satanic ritual using the teens' appearances and personalities as the key evidence. But here's where it gets terrifying. There was no physical evidence linking them to the crime. In fact, Jesse Miskelly's confession was a mess, full of contradictions and inconsistencies, and yet these 3 boys were convicted. They spent years in prison, fighting for their innocence. It wasn't until 2011, after years of public outcry and new DNA evidence, that the West Memphis Three were finally released. But the question still lingers. Who actually killed those 3 innocent boys? Was the case truly a satanic ritual, or was the community so desperate for justice that they convicted the wrong people? Quick shift to humor. You know, sometimes I wonder if real-life mysteries are just like the worst game of Guess Who. You ask the wrong questions, and you're stuck with the wrong answers. But in this case, the truth was far more chilling than anyone imagined. Act 3. The Unsolved Mystery of the Zodiac Killer. And now we arrive at one of the most infamous unsolved cases in American history, the Zodiac Killer. If you've heard the name, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But what if I told you that despite decades of investigation, we still have no definitive answers? The Zodiac Killer first struck in 1968, terrorizing the San Francisco Bay Area. Over the course of several years, he claimed to have killed at least 5 people, taunting police with cryptic letters and puzzles sent to the media. He was calculated, leaving messages that no one could decode, making him both a master of fear and a symbol of frustration for the authorities. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. The Zodiac Killer may have killed more victims than we realize, and the police still have no idea who he is. The identity of the killer remains one of the most chilling mysteries in true crime history. Even worse, there are new theories that suggest the Zodiac may still be out there, living among us, his identity hidden, his thirst for chaos unquenched. Shift to suspenseful tone. What if the Zodiac Killer is still watching, waiting? What if the case is closer to being solved than we think, but someone somewhere wants it kept hidden? Cliffhanger. The truth behind these stories may never fully come to light, and as unsettling as that is, the possibility of these unsolved mysteries being closer to us than we think, that's even scarier. Call to action. Narrator. So what do you think? Are these chilling true crime stories just the tip of the iceberg, or is there something darker hiding beneath? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to dive deeper into another fascinating story, One about the power of compounding? Click the end screen right now. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Stay sharp, stay aware, and until next time, keep questioning what you know.